Hey all, happy Saturday. Well, at least it's Saturday when I'm doing this new, I think it's number 8, Walking with Crossroads with Michael. And just wanted to greet you guys and thank you for coming back. And sorry it's taken so long for me to do the next one. Got a confession. I actually did 9 already, but I flip-flopped them, so I hadn't done 8. So I figured I'd better do 8 to get it on before I put 9 on. So you'll like 9. Something to look forward to, but this one is going to be a very personal and interesting, I hope, Crossroads talk. Confession again. We're going to be transparent here. I did this earlier this morning and it was just awful. Absolutely awful. The words were great, but I mean, I'm in communications. I talk about communication. I teach communication. I've directed commercials and people and plays, and I was absolutely awful because, like I said, the words were there, but I did not look like anybody that would encourage anybody. I looked like death warmed over. At least I felt that way after I watched it. So I'm trying to pump it up a little bit and pump you up a bit, but actually it kind of is an oxymoron because it is a very solemn day for me, and it has a lot to do with what I'm going to talk about. Today is the death anniversary of my first wife. At 41, on April 18th, 1999, she passed away just a few months after her birthday, after the long sickness that she had. I won't go into all of it, but we basically never could figure out what was her sickness, but in the end it took her life, and we've moved on, and you know, that was one of my major crossroads, and hence it's one of the things that I talk about that gave me the impetus to do this whole video blog, was the different crossroads that we all deal with, and that was a big one for me, as you can imagine, and my kids. But as I think about it, and I want to talk to you about it, you know, because when you lose somebody that you love, that you care about, you tend to think of all the good times and the good memories, and yeah, you'll think of some of the bad times too, because you know, 16 years of life, it's not all going to be bed of roses. You're going to have some tough times and some rocky roads to go through. But one of the things that impresses me the most when you realize that you've lost somebody is the whole concept of and it goes along kind of with that song, love the one you're with. Now, not that you just randomly love anybody that you're with, but the people that you choose to lose, to love, the people that you choose to care about, your friends, of course your spouse, your kids who are, you know, you chose to have your kids. So today's talk is about your words. It's about the words you use to encourage people, to love people, to tell them you like them, to help them through their times. And I will tell you this, on the harsh side of things, you know, for those of you out there that are critical, that are tearing people down, that destroy people's character because, you know, your comments are like, are you idiot? What do you do that for? Or are you even thinking, why did you do that? Do you not have a mind? I mean, come on. That's not going to help anybody feel good about themselves, and it's certainly not going to help you feel good about yourself. You might have a little bit of power at that moment, you think, you know, kind of puffed up, but ultimately you're just destroying them and you're destroying yourself in the process. So, not to harp on the negatives, so I'm going to harp on the positive a little bit. I just did a show not too long ago, and it was interesting because it was a umbrella company that has a lot of smaller companies around the country. So it was their CEO meeting, and they're spending a whole lot of money bringing this highfalutin guy in, and nothing against the guy. I mean, he earned his degrees, he knows his stuff, and you know, I'm looking at this room of like 500 CEOs thinking about, man, the amount of money in this place, the amount of influence in this place, the amount of leadership in this place. And what they were trying to do is discuss what can we do as a company to have a better customer service experience. And they deal with people a lot in all of their businesses. And I'm going to give it to you for free right here. You know, the nutshell of the whole conversation, and we've talked about it on Crossroads, and I'm going to say it again. They were nice. He said to all of those CEOs, be nice. Tell the people that come into your place that you care about them. Introduce yourselves to them. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them what you can do for them. It's amazing that here is probably a billion-dollar corporation, multi-billion-dollar corporation, with CEOs making millions of dollars in salaries and stocks and everything else, and they hired this guy to come in and say, you want a success in your company, you want to create a better customer service, you be kind, you be nice, you care, you think about the other person. Things that we've talked about. Like I said, none of this is new information. I mean, it's not. It's just common sense, but you need to be reminded. I need to be reminded that when we're out there in our daily lives with your spouse, with your kids, with your classmates, with your students, with your coworkers, it means everything in the world to everybody to be felt important, to feel like I have a purpose. People care about me. I care about people. And you have a responsibility to use your words properly, to not cut people down, to not destroy their character, to not tell them they're worthless or good for nothing or anything like that. Especially parents, please, especially to your children. They need to be loved and encouraged. Yeah, they need to be disciplined when they do something kind of not so smart and veer off the path. And of course we have our whole law enforcement because people choose wrongly. But if we take it to our lives, look in the mirror and say, I'm going to change. I'm going to say something positive to somebody that I've been saying something negative to. I'm going to lift somebody up where I've been tearing them down. I'm going to make sure and be kind to that person that I've been unkind to. You know, this is the responsibility as human beings, as individuals that we have for each other. You know, the golden rule, you know, treat somebody else as you would like to be treated. You don't want somebody coming around telling you you're an idiot or why did you do that or you're good for nothing or get somebody else to do this because this guy's a jerk and he doesn't understand this. And you know, I mean, yeah, there are appropriate ways to criticize and to help people grow. I mean, my goodness, like I said, I'm a director and you can't not say, you know, if you tried it this way or this way might be better. You've got to be able to encourage people to grow, but you do it appropriately with kindness as you would want it to have done to you. So this Crossroads, on this day of my first wife's death anniversary, we had 16 very good years, and I think of the many, many words that we've spoke to each other, and some of them in anger, and I regret those. And what I don't want you to do is regret your friendships and your loved ones and your spouse and your children by, you know, you never know when somebody is not going to come back home. And that's a reality. That's a sad thing. It happens to people all the time is somebody leaves for work in the morning and they don't come back because of some accident or something. Don't let the last words out of your mouth be of anger and be ugly and hateful. Let them be of love, let them be of kindness, let the people know around you that you care, because people, all we have is each other, and we could either become better citizens and better individuals and better human beings by caring for each other, or we could be part of the problem and be just the opposite. So don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. In your daily life, in your circles, be the solution. Be a leader. Be the one that sets the example. You know, it's interesting. I actually did a cut on this because my cat knocked over the camera, if you can believe it. I don't know what was down there, but knocked over the tripod. So anyway, I wanted to let you know, and I'm glad she did, because there was an example that I wanted to use that It's very interesting. I've talked to, of course, this is Nashville, Tennessee, where I'm at, and there's a lot of horse farms around here and a lot of animals, and sorry, leaf in my mouth. Here's the deal. You know, we talk about kind words and being kind and being nice, and that being a big part of what we need to be. Well, there is not a horse trainer or a dog trainer, and I'll use those two specifically because they're around a lot, that will tell you that you're going to get more loyalty out of your animals, out of your horse or out of your dog, by being kind, by being gentle, by encouraging, by stroking, by getting to know them, as opposed to beating them. I don't know if you've ever trained a dog. I've trained several, and you just do not get anywhere beating an animal. I mean, they'll cower, they might end up doing what they're supposed to do, but you're not going to have the loyalty of that animal if you do that. You're going to have them scared of you. How many kids are scared of their parents right now? How many workers are scared of their bosses right now? You get it? I mean, if animals can be loyal because they're cared for and they're approached in a way of love and caring, how much more are we as human beings who are emotional in our heart of hearts? We want to be cared for. We want to be important. We want to matter. And we're going to be loyal to the ones that really care for us. So I encourage you, I encourage every one of you to take this video, think about the words, think about your tongue, think about what you say, and think about whether you're speaking life into somebody or whether you're speaking death into somebody. And be that person that is the one that's a life giver. And I think you'll find that as you go through your crossroads, as you go through your daily life, as you make your decisions, you're going to have a whole group of people that are surrounding you that care about you, as opposed to the ones that are criticizing and hateful and ugly and mean and harsh and critical. They're going to be alone when it comes time for needing somebody. And they're going to be alone during the day. They're going to be alone at night. I mean, people just don't want to be around people like that. So I encourage you, go forth this day, watch your words, speak life, use words correctly, and do what the billionaires are doing, and that is being kind, being nice, caring for one another, and thinking about the other person before they think about themselves. And you will do okay. All right? So Crossroads 9 is going to be not too far along because it's already done, and I will see you later. Take care. God bless. This is Michael. Bye-bye.